What up? What
What's
is
good?
good, everyone? What's good, man? How you doing, Joe? You doing all right?
I'm doing all right. Can't
Doing all
complain.
right. Yes, the last weekend of the year.
hmm The
Yeah,
final Fire Friday.
the final Friday. Damn, I'm fun. The final Fire Friday of 2022. Yes,
hmm
you are indeed correct. How you spending your New Year's, man?
I don't know. I think. Well, tomorrow we're gonna watch the Iowa game in the
Mm-hmm.
morning.
Yeah, yeah,
Hopefully, don't end the year on a bad note. Uh,
yeah. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you.
yeah, and then I don't know what we're doing tomorrow night. Might just do some chill and have some drinks or something. But what about you?
Mm, nice. I'm going to the fucking Georgia Ohio State game.
Oh right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, man, I'll be well, and I think I told you already. Like I was like excited about it. And then once I realized it was New Year's, I was like, it's supposed to rain tomorrow down here though. So I don't know how that's gonna factor in, but
Ooh,
I think we got a pretty foolproof plan. It's probably still gonna take me hours to get home after that shit's done.
yeah.
Because it's about zero traffic. That stadium is probably an hour from my house, but
hmm
it's
Oh
not
yeah, we
easy.
were joking that you would leave the house in 2022 and get back in.
Yeah. that's a guarantee that that's happening. Yes.
hmm
Yes, I will leave the house in 2022 and next time I step foot in here is going to be 2023, man.
hmm
That's for sure, man. But yeah, we're just look, 2022 crazy year. A lot of shit happened, a lot of stuff went down when it comes to us and the fans and stuff that we like to talk about, watch, read, whatever. And I just want to talk about it for a little bit, man. And since this is the last show of the year, look, I didn't see every movie this year. Wish that I had.
Yeah.
Didn't see every movie. Didn't watch every show this year. Didn't watch everything. And when it came to the thumbnail, I tried to put as much stuff on there as I could that kind
hmm
of related to a lot of stuff. And it's a lot, man. It's a lot. It's a lot. And yeah, that's what we're gonna do, man. Just chat about the year, man. Stuff
hmm
we went and saw, stuff we enjoyed, stuff we absolutely did not like,
Yeah.
and everything in between. As far as you know, it, there's a lot of stuff we didn't like from
hmm
last year. It probably happened in the last 2 months, but that's
yeah.
that's how that shit goes. But so yeah, man. I think I'll start with I will start with this, and look, it's going to be all over the place. There's no rhyme or reason to this. We're just
hmm
stuff we like that happened this past year. We're just going to talk about it and conversate, man. And I don't know if we'll have anybody join. If we do, then that's great, man. We appreciate it. But as for I'll start it. I'll just say Top Gun Maverick, man. I don't know if that's my favorite movie of the year. It's the closest thing to perfect as
Yeah.
far as movies go. Because I remember when I watched it the first time, and I was like, yo, this is a perfect movie does exist. Just
hmm
because what happened with Top Gun is they went to try it. Well, first off, they've been trying to make that shit for a long time,
hmm
decades. Finally got it made. COVID happened. They had to shut down production for a lot of different reasons and stuff. And finally, the movie got finished and put out in May of this year. And it's one of those things where, like, as a big fan of the first movie, you don't know what to quite expect from that.
Yep.
I saw the trailers and stuff, and it's still like you're still like cautiously optimistic. And then I saw like the first review from it, and I was like, oh, well, let's see then. And the review was outstandingly like it was just the greatest shit I've ever seen. But
hmm
anyway, so when I saw it, I was still kind of expecting a little bit of the worst just because, man, it's hard to replicate that. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
hard to do that. And they did it. They killed it. The movie is absolutely phenomenal. Great performances all around. The direction they took the storyline was absolutely phenomenal. There was some butt clenching moments, some cheek clenching, you know what I'm saying? Some tight cheek. And there was a
hmm
lot of other stuff that happened throughout the movie that it was just good. The Top Gun Maverick was fire, man. And uh that's not the first movie I saw this year, but it does stand out because of the type of atmosphere that movie brings, I love seeing how good it did when it came to like Memorial Day,
Yeah.
the 4th of July, Father's Day, all of those things that with that movie, like, as a dude, you look at it, you're like, that's, what I'm saying? You watch that with your dad, you watch that
hmm
with, what I'm saying? Like that's the type of vibe the movie gave off. And every holiday, it just continued to conquer records, continued to move until it got past $1 billion. Tom Cruise's first $1 billion movie that he's ever had come out.
hmm
And
Which
I
is
was
wild
literally
to think about.
Yeah, considering he's been around since the
Yeah.
early 80s, he still never had a $1 billion movie. And
Hmm.
that speaks to back in the like the 80s and the 90s, big time movies, Predator, anything you want to name.
Hmm.
Those movies didn't make $1 billion though.
Hmm.
They were still box office successes because of what was considered a success back then. Those movies are still considered to die hard. Like those movies didn't make $1 billion at the box office. And so that's where we've reached now is like that's kind of the standard, man. But so what you think about Top Gun, man?
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of the same as you. I heard, I didn't actually hear mixed things. I heard like,
Hey, appreciate it.
good things, and I was like, okay, I don't want to get my hopes up, too high.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
but it
What up,
was
John?
what up? It was it was a really good time. I think I told you guys like I went to see it in the 4DX or whatever.
Yeah, with the seats and shit. Yeah.
Yo, if I'm sure they will put it back in theaters, if they
Mhm,
ever do, and like you get a chance to get like that is the movie to go see in a 4DX
mhm,
theater because holy shit, like it was like even besides the movie, like obviously you're clenched the whole time because it
mhm.
feels like you're in the cockpit, like you're flying the plane, whatever. But it's also like it doesn't recline because like that make it kind of defeat the
Defeats the
purpose.
purpose. Yeah, defeats the purpose.
And you're on like a bit of like a step. So like
Mhm.
you almost if they lean too far forward, you feel like you're gonna launch out of the chair like just
Yeah.
face plant.
Mhm.
So you have to like literally hold on the entire time. There's no seat belts or anything.
Yeah.
But no, it was a fantastic movie. Like it no pun intended, but it flew by. Like it literally just like
Mhm,
there's no pacing issues. Like in
mhm.
my opinion, like all the beats just kind of hit.
Yeah.
And no, it was a really good like I know we had been going to movies like since before that, but that was really like the
Mhm.
big welcome back to, like big
Yes.
big
Yeah.
blockbuster movies. Um
What up?
and it what up? And it kind of needed that that
Mhm.
spark. And I mean, look at it now, like I'm pretty sure up until like last month it was still in theaters. It might still be in theaters.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But I kept checking every few weeks and it was like Top Gun showing here. I'm like, "What?" Not mad about it. I'm just like, "Holy shit, dude." Like
even
that's
that and look, that's the true blockbuster because in this day and age, once a movie hits digital, it's done in movie theaters because people don't have to leave the house. They can just throw it on their big screen TV or whatever.
yeah.
People were still going to theaters to watch Top Gun, man. Even after it hit digital, even after it hit like physical media, people were still going to theaters to watch this movie, man.
Mhm.
So it's like the quintessential summer blockbuster that you remember from the 80s and 90s, but in 2022. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like it just hit like that, man.
Yeah.
Um,
And I think it used nostalgia in such a perfect way. Like it
mhm,
didn't nothing felt cheap.
mhm,
Especially like the Val Kilmer scenes, like those were, you know, very emotional and like, got me crying a little bit. And
mhm.
um
Oh yes, yep, yep, yep.
like it was just like again, just used nostalgia in a good way. And, yeah, I can't think of anything bad to say about the movie. It was just really well done. The action
Yeah.
was great. You know, what was his name? Hangman,
Mhm.
getting his like Han Solo moment at the end where he comes in
Yep.
and like that
Mhm.
was incredible.
His he got his Val Kilmer moment because that's
Yeah.
Val Kilmer from the first one. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. That's kind of even though I know. Hold up, I'm sorry, I dropped some. Even though I know that Star Wars came out before Top Gun, it's kind of the same. It's kind of the same deal when it comes to those
Yeah.
two movies. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's cool, man. They did it all correctly, man, and
Hmm.
Glenn Powell he was almost like Iceman, but he was not. He was that same character, but he made it his own, and he was
Hmm.
Hangman, and it was different, and it was, you know what I'm saying? Like I can identify. There's nothing in me that looks at that and been like, oh, that's just a clone of that. No, it was
Right.
two separate, very good performances, man.
Right.
So, it's look, man. I want to start with Top Gun Maverick because that's kind of what I was saying with this show is just like for 2022, man. The stuff that we like, the stuff that we watch, the stuff that we the news that we got, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Some of the news that we got wasn't favorable, or some of it was.
Yep.
And that's pretty much what we're gonna be talking about for however long we're on here. There's just plenty besides Top Gun Maverick. The Batman came out this year. rest in heaven. Kevin Conroy passed away this year. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You had Wakanda Forever come out this year.
Mm-hmm.
Batgirl got canceled, right? You know what I'm saying? Zack Snyder shared the first Rebel Moon stuff that he had for
Mm-hmm.
us this year. That was absolutely exciting. Hopefully we get to that at the top. There was
I showed my Rebel Moon. What's up?
What? Where?
What happened?
Share the screen. What?
Yeah, hold on.
We got a dope in the Predator franchise. We had a pretty fire movie come out on Hulu that was pretty fucking dope. That got everybody like reinvested in the Predator franchise, man. Just a lot of stuff, man.
Got some man babies crying.
Yeah. We had we got our boy Henry back as Superman, and then just as fast as we got him, it was taken away from us. You know what I'm saying? Just as fast as we had him there, it was taken away, man. So there's a movie that came out this year that unexpectedly for me was absolutely incredible. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once was dope, dude. Such a good fucking movie that just came out of nowhere. And as I watched it in the theater, I was like, yo, this is incredible, man. And a lot of people liked it, which is good. It's good. And Michelle's getting a lot of love for that movie. So
as she should.
Yes, she should. See, Top Gun was a nice change of pace to think about them movies that have been. Yeah, man. It just that shit just hit at the. I don't know what the gods were thinking with that shit. Like whatever. They was like, yo, let's put it out this weekend. Of course, obviously in May, that's what's going to happen. And the aforementioned, we're going to talk about Avatar. Obviously, that came out just a couple weeks, or like not even 2 weeks ago, but already hit $1 billion at the box office, and that movie was incredible and stuff like that. Got a new Batman this year. Robert Pattinson, you know what I'm saying? Put on the cowl and the boots and the cape, did his thing, and it was absolutely fucking fire. And then you had some stuff take place with the company that puts out the live action films that we like, because the characters and they did some changes too that doesn't sit too well with a lot of us. What else? There was a series that came out on Disney Plus, a Star Wars series that's better than every Star Wars series they've ever made, ever. And probably better than some of the Disney Plus series that they put out this year too, because Andor was fire, man. But yeah, and then in the video game world, I like top video games. God of War, Ragnarok. Still haven't finished it. My bad. Still haven't finished it, but it's an absolutely incredible game. And
you better finish it.
Yeah, I would.
Or you know where this is going. What's up?
What? What?
Just joking around. Just joshing you.
Just joshing you. Oh yeah. Also, I can't forget. I got the shirt on. There was a fire HBO series that came out this year. That was absolutely incredible. House of the Dragon. That shit was dope too. We covered all of those. Yes, they did bring Willow back. I have yet to watch Willow, Nerd Coast Nostra, but
right.
Hopefully I get a chance to. I am a big fan of the original movie. Just hadn't got around to this. There's just a lot. There's a lot.
We got the penultimate season of Stranger Things.
Yes, Stranger Things 4 came out this year. Yes, indeed, and it was
really
absolutely
got back to the. Yeah, it really got back to the roots of like the first season. Made you, creeped you out more, and like just made you more invested than they have in a while.
We have one more season left. One more season left.
Man. In 5 years, we'll finally get it.
Yeah. Probably. That's probably. I'm pretty sure that's what's gonna happen. Yeah, man. So, what else? What? Give me something that stands out to you, man. Just anything. It can be anything, man.
Personally, for me, The Sandman on Netflix was just so well done. Even with them having to take certain liberties, because like they couldn't. I guess I don't know all the differences, but like they couldn't get Constantine. They got Joanna Constantine, which was she was a good replacement.
Yeah, no, she was dope. Yeah.
I think Batman was in the Sandman graphic novels at some point. It is because it's a DC property.
Yeah.
I just can't remember to what extent. So that was probably just something where they were like, yeah, like that's literally Batman. We can't, we can't use that right now. But that show was just like so. I loved it. Like I couldn't, stop watching it. I think I finished it the weekend that it came out. And then like the 2 bonus episodes that came out, like a month later or whatever. Yeah. I just love that story. And like, cause I had listened to the audiobook, a few months before that featuring good friend Ray Porter. And I actually just the other day got myself a late Christmas present. I got the Sandman Omnibus, like the stacked one.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good.
I'm gonna turn it down. But I said, all right, here we go. Go ahead, keep going.
No, that made me like buy the. I found one for like $80, so I'm like, I think I'll just go ahead and get that.
Yeah.
But no, that's one that sticks out to me for sure. Movie wise, dude. Like, if I had to give like a top 3 or 4, like Top Gun's there, Everything Everywhere All at Once, the Batman, absolutely,
the Northman.
But there was something about the Northman that I just like. I was obsessed with that movie. It was just so good. Like just the grittiness and just like, I don't know. Like obviously the mythology, like too, but I love that movie. It was just so well done.
Yeah,
and that's definitely in my top 5 of the year.
No, the Northman was fire. Actually, everything about that movie is incredible. I when I got done watching it, I couldn't find a weak point in that shit, and it was just like well told. The actors, everybody was on point with that shit, and the ending was like we got a little surprise toward the ends, and then at the end we saw what happened. No, that movie was dope. And look, Eggers, dude just puts out fire, man.
Yep.
Dude just puts out fire movies and stuff like that. And I'm sure he's going to have some more coming, in the next few years as far as that type of stuff goes. But The Northman was dope. I love the brutality of it. It just everything about it was cool. And like I'm sitting there watching it, and like a lot of shit comes before you. Like there's certain points in time where like a lot of stuff, it's just really fast. You're like, okay.
Yeah.
But then like, Once he became a part of the house, when what's the dude's name that had him become one of the workers and shit?
Yeah.
But when he does, you're like, it's gonna happen because he's fucking there, and he realizes all these people were involved in the killing of
It's that revenge tale, and just like you love watching it, even though like I know that that mythology like inspired Hamlet, so it's literally plays out like a Shakespearean tragedy. But even still watching it is just so like that's how someone would react, especially back then.
Yeah,
like
it's visceral, man. And also the best shot from the. When the dude throws a spear and fucking he catches that shit and turns it around and stuff. That's all you need to see. If you saw that scene and didn't watch the movie, I don't know what's wrong with you. That shit's dope, man. That shit was absolutely incredible, man. Also, another thing I forgot that came out this year, Uncharted, man. Like I had forgot that it did in that
was pretty early.
Yeah, it was really early this year. Uncharted was dope. I'm a fan of the game, so obviously I saw the movie and I thought the movie was pretty good, man. Like, I thought it was good. It was a good adaptation to start off with, so hopefully they keep going. I know the little post-credit scene was pretty dope. That shit got me excited for what they have to come. Just considering how much of a fan I am of those two characters in the game, Sully and Nate, when it comes to Uncharted. So.
Yeah, I think we were both surprised by like how much we liked it, because it was just there's a lot riding on it, and we weren't trying to appear entitled or anything, but it was just like we love the games, and this is a very like Tom Holland being cast and everything is just such a weird
that was the thing
idea, but then like he did a pretty good job. I'm sure I'm not gonna like I'm not gonna pit anything against him. I'm not gonna say someone could have done it better. It would have been interesting to see an older person, take on the role maybe, but what we got was still, pretty good.
And that seeing it actually, because I remember once Mark Wahlberg got cast as Sully, I was like, what the fuck are we doing here? What are we doing? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, but they came to both characters at both characters with such a young treatment that like now I can see if it does build up, now I can see that relationship build towards something that more closer to what we saw when the games first started. But no, it was good, man. It was good. The action was good. I remember you telling me you had seen it before I did, and you saw the little Sony PlayStation little intro thing that was dope. And I was like, I can't wait to see it. It was incredible.
Yeah.
As
Now
a
they've got it.
PlayStation,
Now they've got it before like the games and stuff too.
yeah, they do. So like, as a PlayStation fan, that's dope. Like
Mhm.
it is pretty dope. It is
Mhm.
dope. And I am looking forward to seeing Nintendo's next year when it comes to like the Mario movie, Super Mario Brothers movie.
Oh,
I'm sure they're
yeah.
gonna do something like that as well. So I look forward to see that too because I'm a fan of those. But yeah, Uncharted was dope, man. Uncharted was good. I will say, just off of, I'll give us the first trash of the year.
Oh,
Thor: Love and Thunder.
Oh,
I can't.
God.
I told you this thing is going to jump around from good to bad, from
Yeah.
bad to good, and that one was. And look, I know people who like the movie who thoroughly enjoyed it, and that's fine, man. Enjoy what you want. You know, I'd never say, "Oh, you're shit" because you liked it. Never. Only thing I'll say is the goats, bro. Explain if you like Thor: Love and Thunder. Explain the goats. You can't. There's no explanation to why the goats are in there and just hollering the entire fucking movie. That's for me personally. When it comes to Thor: Love and Thunder, those goats are the representation of the entire fucking movie because somebody thought it was a good idea to have screaming, hollering goats come on the movie for like half the movie, and it was no.
No, that was the that came out on my birthday.
Yeah,
that was the worst birthday present I've ever had. I think I think I got a gift card or like a voucher or something to see it. I don't know. It was just so hard to watch. Like it was, and like people were defending it too, like hardcore. Like not everyone, but like a good amount of people to where I'm like, really?
I mean, like if you legitimately liked it, but a lot of people's defenses for that movie were not good defenses for, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, it's like, wait a minute, hold up. There are jokes in this movie that don't need to be said at all. The goats, man, the goats. I'll go back to the goats every single time. It's just like screaming goats for no reason, and then people say, I went and saw it just because I can't. I go see every movie just like the movies that are coming out next year. I will go see all of them. I'll go see all that shit. Experience it at least one time, and then I'll give my thoughts on it. But when it came to Thor, me and my wife went and saw it opening weekend, and we were both like, And my wife's not even that big of a comic book head. She just said it was kind of. Okay, it's kind of.
It is just so.
That'll be both of us next year. That'll be both of us in approximately 17 days. Yes.
It just, I don't know. I know maybe I'm like, it was kind of doomed from the start for me because I love mythology. Like, I mean, we both talked. We've played the God of War games, so like, I love Greek mythology, Norse mythology, any mythology really, and like the stuff they did to Zeus and just Thor in general, and just anything else pertaining to Norse mythology. I was like, why? Like, it's I understand that this is not a direct relation to like the book of Norse mythology, but it's still just like, I don't even think the Marvel comics treated these characters this like jokes, like to this extent.
No, not that. No, yeah,
even at the end, like the post credit when they brought in Roy Kent from Ted Lasso, and they brought him in as Hercules. I was like, all right, that's cool, because they didn't make him a fart joke or anything.
Yeah.
It was a cool addition. I'm like, I don't know how far this is going to go, but like it's something cool, I guess. But I don't know. I tried not to dwell on it too much, but like it just came out, and I was just like, that was shit. And then I kind of like tried to move on right after that.
Dark Horse Emotion. Yes, it did. Yo, I stopped watching
Oh, wow.
I stopped watching The Walking Dead probably about season 5 or 6. Who knows what? Maybe I'll get back and I know a lot of people like the show, and I know a lot of people kind of lost interest when it came to like a certain few seasons in between. But yes, it did end, and I remember me and my wife were hooked on that shit. bro, let me tell you something. The Walking Dead was like life for a little bit because that shit was dope, man. But it did came to a time when like we kind of just couldn't like, I don't know, grasp on to what they were doing moving forward as far as some of the storylines go. So
sure.
But at the same time, you know, who knows? Maybe we'll go back and give it a watch. I know my wife just recently rewatched the entire Friends in like 2 weeks. I was like, damn, bro.
Wow.
Made it easy for me to buy. It made it easier for one Christmas gift. I found a Friends like pajama set, and I was like, hey,
oh, nice.
Hooked on Friends, and it hit. Yeah, she's like, but she did because I think I've seen Friends. She had seen most of it, but she hadn't like watched it like that, like the whole thing. In a couple of
nice. That's some commitment right there.
Yeah, that's a lot of episodes.
Yeah,
and a lot of look, man. If you ever go back and watch Friends, a lot of this shit is still cool, but a lot of shit, I'm not gonna say it's still cool to me. I'm just saying a lot of stuff just doesn't make it these days.
No,
yeah. A lot of stuff just doesn't. A lot of stuff does, and a lot of stuff is just funny. Because Friends was a funny show. There's a reason why it was successful and it lasted so long because the actors and actresses on that show were absolutely incredible. And it's a good show, but there are some things you'd be like, but it's not that bad. Where you go ahead.
I just remember like there were certain plot points or jokes that, you know, like even when it was like still on TV at night or anything, I'd look at it and be like, interesting joke placement there. Like I don't know, I'm not saying it would be like you could just get rid of a couple jokes and the show would be fine. Like not to go on a tangent, but someone from The Office, like the show The Office, did an interview recently, and they were saying like how you couldn't make The Office today, like people are too sensitive, it would be canceled. I'm like, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is in its 16th season.
Yes.
Give me a break with this. Oh, you couldn't make the show today. It's like, no.
The Office would work, though. The Office would still be cool. The Office is fine.
And with The Office, you can get rid of a couple jokes. And, like, that's the thing is with like, again, I don't want to get on a tangent. But I hate when people say, like, oh, you can't make this movie today. It's like, you could. You just have to get rid of a couple jokes and you'll be fine.
No, The Office is, I don't even know how many jokes. No, I can't recall anything I've seen in The Office that has been like, oh, that shit wouldn't cut it. I mean, there's
a few,
but at the same time, it's like, No, anyway, The Office is dope. But what were we talking about before we got on The Office?
Just movies. I was actually going to bring up. I kind of forgot. Doctor Strange came out.
Yeah. Doctor Strange came out, and I thoroughly enjoyed that movie when it came out. I remember I saw it on the opening shit on Thursday. Me and my boy PJ went and saw it. It was good. It was good, man. I liked the credit scenes. I liked everything about the movie was dope, but it's almost like I don't know what they're doing going forward, but it seemed like for me, does Doctor Strange still fit in what they're doing at Marvel, right? It just happened, and it was good. The VFX were fucking dope. I loved America. I loved all of that shit. But at the same time, like, is that gonna keep going or was it?
I don't know, because now they're getting into, like the next one coming out is Ant-Man, so they're going like deeper into the quantum stuff. So I don't know. I guess they could I'm not saying that a new Doctor Strange is going to come out next year, but it's like I could. I think it could somehow fit into this next chapter or whatever. I'd hope so, because like he's, Benedict is a great Doctor Strange, and it's, I don't want to say sad. It's just a little weird that this is only his second like solo movie.
Yes.
And I say solo like loosely because he still kind of like took a back seat a few times to, because they brought in like the Illuminati and whoever else. So it's just I don't know. Like, I guess we'll just have to wait until Ant-Man comes out and we'll see
and
where they go from that.
That's good, as far as that, maybe next week I'll probably talk about the stuff that we're anticipating for next year. Ant-Man, I don't know, man. I did see the I saw the trailer in 3D when it came to because I watched Avatar and stuff. So like I did get to see it in 3D. It looked great. It looked great. So let's see what that does. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania does.
See, and that's okay.
That movie is incredible, man.
That movie, the thing.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Just like I don't know, because I've heard Robert Downey Jr. talk about it and say how like, you couldn't make this today or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, probably. Like I don't know, like who. I don't know. It's like there are certain movies where it's like, yeah, actually, probably not.
Yeah,
especially that movie. I think it came out at the right time where people weren't like overreacting to everything.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
I don't know.
No, I still love the movie. I can't remember last time I seen it. It's been this year though. I watched it this year, but
okay.
It's good. It's funny still. It's the thing is, man, like for someone like me, when that movie came out and the first time I watched it, and every time something made me laugh, I thought, man, you son of a, you know what I'm saying? Like you guys are pushing it.
Yeah.
But it's still funny, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So like I think that movie had the type of jokes that could live if people were just a little. The biggest thing I saw from that was when Robert Downey was talking to the other, I can't remember his name, the rapper that was a part of the
Al
squad.
Pacino.
Yeah, and they were talking back and forth, and he was like, it was a racially charged type of argument back and forth, but it was funny, everything they said. And it was just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how to describe it. It's just like,
I think with that, like, okay, we can talk about Robert Downey Jr.'s role specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Like what they were doing with that, it was, they were calling out Hollywood from within Hollywood.
Yes.
Because they were like, is this that outlandish that, like, do you think Hollywood would not do this? They would rather hire a white man and have him undergo surgery.
Yes.
Rather than hire, like, Al Pacino, the rapper in Tropic Thunder, even said it, like, they had one good part for a black actor and they gave it to Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's exactly the point of that entire character is that Hollywood would be like, let's go way out of our way, way more complicated than it needs to be.
You know, it was because of the Angelina Jolie, the one movie where she played, can't remember the name of the movie, can't remember. She played a mixed woman whose husband had got captured by the Taliban. You remember that movie? She had curly hair and she went to the tanning bed fucking hours a day for years.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm talking about?
It kind of sounds familiar. I don't remember what it's called though.
She did a movie where she played an African-American woman who's really light-skinned. So instead of getting, you know what I'm saying? Instead of getting an African-American woman to play the role, they got Angelina Jolie to do it. She did it, and she did good, but that's not what the controversy was about.
Yeah.
And, you know, she played a woman whose husband, like, I think he was one of those reporters that got trapped over there and end up getting, like, did off on camera, like.
Oh, sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, very, very controversial shit like that.
Yeah.
And she played the woman, and people were. And I looked at it too as like, but that's what you just said is that they were playing on Hollywood's.
Mm-hmm.
They'll do that,
mm-hmm.
and that's what it was. So, look, man, I won't tell anybody what to laugh at, but you know, I think with some things, take yourself a lighter tone, sit back and look at it, and just. Tropic Thunder's funny, dude. It's a funny movie. It's a funny, entertaining movie. Yes, there are some things in there that you're like, holy shit. Y'all are really pushing it.
Mm-hmm.
But because the first time I ever saw that movie, I was deployed and I was with a room of people who were as diverse as everything.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about Hispanics, me. There was black people, white people. There's just a lot of people in there. We all laughed and like it was funny to all of us. You know what I'm saying? So like I would just say when it comes to that movie, man, look, Tropic Thunder. You can say what you want. I still think it's absolutely it's what they did with that movie. Especially the director got blown up right when he started filming. You remember he was in there. He got that kind of stuff is like, holy shit. Tom Cruise as the dude with the movie's good. The movie's good. Yes, I got it. There are some things in there that you be like, okay, but I think they pushed the envelope to a certain extent, and then they kind of stopped at a certain point. Might have been too far for some people.
Yeah,
but the movie is what it is, man. And I think that's probably why the movie hasn't been totally like everybody's just like, if you even mention this movie, you're fucking, it's blasphemous to mention.
Yeah,
I think that's why is because it's still funny, man. It's still funny, and it's still like, oh man, I'm trying to like, because I've thought about this a lot like, over the years when the movie came out, and then after a couple of years, people got, there's a backlash of it or whatever, and I was like, the movie's. Like they're not trying to do all that. They're just they're just trying to be funny. They just want to make everyone laugh. They're not trying to make these statements. But the one you said though, that yes, they were trying to say, look, this is what they do, and it might have been a direct. Some of that could have been a direct result of the Angelina Jolie movie. Yes, here it is. Yep, here it is. No, it's called A Mighty Heart. Angelina Jolie played a mixed woman. And you're like, wait, what? Wow. She did. That's yeah.
Well, and like, that wouldn't be the first time. There was what's his name from The Outsiders? Is it C. Thomas Howell or something? Like he was like an 80s actor. I'm trying to remember what else he was in, but he was in he was in this like 80s movie that he did like, I think he did blackface.
Oh,
shit, I can't remember. Now there's something about like a scholarship. He wanted a scholarship or something.
Oh yeah,
it was.
It was called Soul Brother.
Yeah,
Soul Brother. So let's just say this: what Soul Brother attempted to do, he had to be African American to get a scholarship.
Yeah.
So he did it so he could get a scholarship.
Yeah.
What they did, you ain't doing that shit now.
No.
Let me go ahead and tell you.
No.
Tropic Thunder, and this is, I'll just put it like this: Tropic Thunder did what they did classier than they did it. Soul Brother, get. I don't even remember that.
Soul Man.
Soul Man, yes. I don't even remember that being that funny. I remember I saw it one time. I don't remember it being that, but yeah, Soul Man, Cisco's and Soul Man.
Oh my god! I'm just like, Jesus! I'm just looking at the pictures from it. Woof.
Yeah, dude, no. It's really bad. It's really,
oh god!
He says, "Bio Rice to the sequel." Look, if they try to do it now, if they try to go too over the top and try to push it too much, the first Tropic Thunder pushed the envelope 1,000% perfectly. Perfectly for that little box that they were in. A lot of people might not like it now. That's cool. I got it. If you don't, I understand the reasons why. I think the movie's still funny, and I take no harm from it. In other words, as a I'm a mixed guy. My mother's African American. My father's white. Like that's I'm mixed. So like I see it from both sides, and none of that bothers me at all. But Soul Man,
yeah, and that is also. Like, I don't know if they like name dropped it in Tropic Thunder, but like that was probably also something that they were taking a jab at as just like, look what they've done in the past. Like they would definitely still do this, and unless like something gets called out to where I think Ben Stiller might have been trying to call that out and be like, enough with this shit. Like, that said, I think. It depends on how they do a sequel. If they did a sequel to Tropic Thunder, it could probably go well. They could probably tackle it from a we got to make like a woke movie or like a
yes, I got you.
Socially friendly like movie or something, and they could just biff it or something. I have no idea.
So imagine if they made it, and every time a joke came up, they was like, "Wait a minute, is that a good joke or?" You know what I'm saying? They played with every joke. That'd be funny. That'd be funny, man. Yeah. Soul Man was it was called I remember Soul Man. And I do remember it being. I was like, oh whoa. But back then it was just like when that movie came out, I was a kid. I was young when that shit. The first time I saw it, so I was probably laughing, not like understanding, but like, what did he take? He took some tannin pills or something, didn't he? And Soul Man,
I've never seen it.
He took like some it's like some pills, so like you take them, and then when you get in the tannin bed, you get extra darker or something like that. Was the yeah.
It was also funny. I was looking at the posters for it, like on IMDb. Mm-hmm. They're literally they probably try to do damage control, but the posters literally are just him, like not in blackface, just like posing next to the word Soul Man. And I'm like, yeah, you probably realize that shouldn't be on a poster.
Yeah. Is it does it say it's on any of the streaming apps or whatever?
Let's check. Let's do a live watch
of Soul Man.
Yeah.
While you look at that, another thing I want to come talk about, man, from this past year, the Batman, bro. Mm-hmm. So obviously we got ourselves a fresh new Batman this year. Robert Pattinson put the cowl on, did an absolutely terrific job, fucking killed it. Everything about the movie was dope. I loved it. And I know Joey loved it as well. We talked about it a lot, and that was one of the staples this year when it came out. Is it wasn't connected to anything, and that's one of the mysteries we have when it comes to what we'll talk about a little bit when it comes to how the guard has changed when it comes to DC films and stuff. But the Batman was dope, man.
Yeah, I loved it. I mean, I drove like an hour and a half to see it because they were doing the Tuesday night showings.
Premiere, yes. Yeah.
So like just that should have shown my love right there that I was willing to drive like an hour and a half away. But it was great. It was just so like it made it made it its own take on Batman, its own Gotham, its own what have you. But no, I loved it. Can't think of another like movie. I can't think of anything bad to say. Like the suit, I understand like the gripes with it, but it's also just like this is his second year as Batman.
Yeah, first.
I'm assuming we'll see a new one in the. I mean, it's not always going to be like I think people looked at like Batman Begins, like his first suit being like a full on Batman suit, like completely put together. I'm like, that's just because they didn't have the time. To explain like here's why it's a crappy suit. But no, I loved Robert's take on Batman and
Bruce Wayne too.
And Bruce Wayne. His Bruce Wayne was great. Hopefully we see more of that in the sequel. Like now that he's kind of donned the mindset of like I have to be both because I can do good as both. But yeah, it was great. And the rainy, like dark Gotham I love, and like, especially set at Halloween. I'm looking forward to the sequel. I know it's probably going to be a little bit, but it was awesome. I have the cowl right over there looking at me.
No, I have it. It's the popcorn cowl. I wish it fit on my head because I would literally wear it. Yeah. Just when I tried. Wait, what? No.
Huh?
Let's see. Looking forward to Reeves making the sequel. Even I just got to show. Yeah, man. Look. He built a world, and it's dope, man. Yeah, I'm looking forward to what he has coming later because it was incredible. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the way that Matt Reeves separated his movie from all the rest of the Batman movies that had come before it because it just had a different vibe than any other Batman movie I'd ever seen.
Yeah.
And along with that, the suit was fire, like you were saying. I do love the stuff he had going around the rib. He made the suit sort of everything he's gonna need for any particular thing. He can pull it off that suit, like wherever it came from.
Yep.
So
the wingsuit was cool too.
Yes, the wingsuit, that shit was dope, man. That was dope. I also like the fact that when he used it, you could tell he had never used it before, and he crashed. That shit was. I hate when a lot of people are like, oh, he would have died. Body armor and things. Hey,
yeah, did you see him get shot with like 1,000 rounds from like the guns? I think like it'll probably hurt him a bit, but I think he's gonna be fine.
I'm able to suspend my belief for just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a movie. So
yeah.
No, I thought it was good. It was good, man. And I like the direction. So hopefully the new powers allow Matt Reeves to keep his universe, and so we don't have to worry about them messing with that.
They better not touch it. Honestly just it's the last. This is going to sound. I'm not. If you want to go see the other DC movies that are coming out, great.
Yeah.
The Batman is kind of my last stake in DC. Like as far as I can think. Like not counting. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with Aquaman.
Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to it, but I want to see what happens like with the Flash if that ever comes out.
Yeah.
But the Batman is like that's my thing. I gotta, don't touch it. What's he saying? The Hangover? Don't touch it. Don't even look at it.
Yeah, that scene was dope as fuck. That scene was dope.
That was good too.
And look, it was the best thing about that entire scene that Narcos was talking about is it was in the rain, which is fucking dope. That's like, so you already know there's a level of catastrophic shit anyway, just because it's in the rain. And there's the one scene where he remember he turned and fucking the Riddler went on down, so he turned around and went into oncoming traffic. Yeah. That whole thing was put together well. And anybody who doesn't believe so, look. Everything doesn't have to be like this big, gigantic, grand spectacle. That car chase is incredible just for what it was. Like, it's in the rain. He's chasing the Riddler. He finally gets him, and we see what happens afterwards.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm with you, man. The Batman, just let Matt Reeves do his thing. Let him expand his universe. Let him get a couple more movies, and we'll be absolutely fine.
Well, and especially if it's only going to be a trilogy, like we're not promised anything.
No.
So, like, just this director, let him finish his story arc, and then you can reboot or whatever the hell you want to do. Because the last director didn't get to finish the story arc, and now you're getting all the backlash. So, just
let this guy finish.
Don't touch his movies. They'll be fine. People go see them, and then you can be done. Whatever, I don't care. But yeah, I don't know. I get.
He said, "Yeah, I like the suit better than Bale's suits." You know what? I think the one thing I liked about the Christopher Nolan's trilogy was whatever changes got made to Batman's suit or whatever, they addressed it. Normally, they wouldn't address that shit. They just made changes. But I remember the conversation between him and Morgan and damn it, what's Morgan?
Lucius Fox.
Lucius, where he was talking about, and they make jokes about it all the time because I can make it easier to back out of the driveway. Yeah, I got that. But at the same time, I thought that was cool because now when you see changes in the suit, you get an explanation for it. Not that I need one, but it's cool to see one.
Yeah.
So, and the way that Matt Reeves has built the first movie, I feel that they make changes. They're going to tell you, hey, this is why this happened. This is why this happened. This is why this adjustment happened. Because we're, they want to make everything to be, I think at times Nolan was a bit too practical with some of the stuff, but I think, the Batman, please just don't touch it. Just let Matt Reeves, even if he wants to cast whoever, just give it to him. If anybody wants to work in this universe, let him have it, man.
And if you're gonna cut the runtime at all, at least give us like a director's cut with each movie. Because if we're only promised 2-3 movies out of this, I'm gonna want as much as possible as Matt Reeves wants to give us. So just for the love of God, just let him do his thing. And also, Nerd Costa Nostra also mentioned Joker 2. I forgot about that. I'm also invested in that. That is, I'm looking forward to that. But I'm talking a bit like as far as like the big characters, it's like the Batman's really the only thing that's got me right now. So
and I real quick on that note, when it comes to the Joker sequel, Folie à Deux, I remember. Look, we've had this conversation a billion times. When Joker came out and it was that good, everybody at University was like, "There's don't make a sequel. We don't need that shit. This movie perfectly sits on its own as a absolutely phenomenal." I mean, Joaquin Phoenix got an Oscar for that shit, right?
Yeah.
There's awards all around, not just when you talk about Academy Awards, but like other film awards for that movie because of how good it was. So I think that's another one that I am looking forward to, but I'm cautiously looking forward to it. And I know they brought in Lady Gaga. She's a phenomenal actress. Lady Gaga's bomb, dude. Like I already thought she was great, but then obviously House of Gucci, she solidified that shit. I was like, okay, she can do her thing. She can do her thing on multiple fronts, right? So
and it's going to be a musical, so it's like that's I like musicals, so like that's already got me hooked.
Yeah, no, I do too. So that's why that's another thing where I'm like, man, how am I going to be sitting in the theater watching this? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it going to be one of those, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm excited for it, but at the same time, I still like a little bit of me is still like, didn't need a sequel, but
yes,
okay. Yep. I know you're gonna make one. I have to live with that. So we'll see where that goes. Let's see if Reeves does involve Joker. I'm hoping someone like Keegan need an actor who will bring more. But yeah, I feel you. Keegan stuff was all right. Keegan stuff was all right for the Batman, but like that was like what we saw from Keegan in the Batman. I think if he was given a full movie, it would be different than that. I think. Yeah, I think it'd probably be better than what we saw and the little clips from the Batman, the little credit scenes and stuff. I think if they're like, yo, come on over, we're doing this table read for a full, I think he'd be better. Yeah. Let's see, 50 Gaga, we're going to crush it in that Joker sequel. Watch out for Gaga. Lady Gaga, like I said, she's an incredible being. She can sing. She's great on stage. She can really perform. And she's a great actress. And she'll put it down. She'll put it down.
Yep.
Oh, another thing I want to talk about.
Oh boy.
Andor, man.
Yeah.
As far as Andor goes, look. We're as far as once these streaming apps started coming about, and we had like Disney Plus, HBO Max, things of that nature. They started making like series that were streaming only and stuff like that. And when it came to Disney Plus, they also did the same because they acquired Star Wars from George Lucas, the rights to that stuff, and started making shows, man. And I mean, we were The Mandalorian came out, pretty much caught everybody by surprise. The first season was fire, right, and the second season was dope. Then Book of Boba Fett,
it was all right.
Yeah, it was all right. And but Andor, that's another highlight for me from this year, is because, man, I watched it and I was like, this is without any lightsabers, without the Force, without anything that you identify with Star Wars, no Darth Vader, no, you know what I'm saying? The stuff you would, if it's a Star Wars property, you'd say, well, these things are in it. No, they weren't. They were not at all. Instead, this series was grounded. It had great acting. They had a great story, and they executed it with. It's crazy because when they announced Andor, they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna have 2 seasons." I was like, "Wait a minute, this show's getting 2 seasons. They ain't even had a season yet. Like, are we gonna like this? What are we doing here? Give me season 2 right now. Like, you go ahead and give that to me." And well, look, we know what's gonna happen at the end of season 2. Probably there's going to be a certain scene where they say he asked what his next target is, and he's going to say they're going to tell him Jyn Erso, so he has to go find her for Rogue One. We got that. Still, Andy Serkis, it was dope. And this show, the show was absolutely incredible, man.
I actually still haven't finished it.
Oh yeah,
no, man. I'm working. No, I'm working on it. But like,
you're good. You're good.
Yeah.
No, but yeah. It's Andor was dope. It's not only for me the best Star Wars series that they have on Disney Plus. It's also probably one of the better series Disney Plus has to offer. Period. It's just that good. They put. It's like they thought, oh, we got all these Star Wars series to make. Oh, Andor, y'all do what you want. We won't even bother you. And they were like, go ahead and keep messing with Obi-Wan, mess with Boba Fett, mess with all of them shows you got. Yep. Leave us alone. And guess what? We're going to drop fire. Hopefully, because it hadn't started shooting the second season yet, hopefully they still get that anonymity where they're not bothered because, man, it's so good. I just hope that they're not like, well, since you're starting the second season, we might want to overlook a few.
God.
Guess what? Get the fuck out of here. That's what they need to be telling whoever, the powers that be that come up with those shows. Please do the phone.
Well, and I think that's why Andor, kind of did so well, and even Mandalorian to an extent, is that they weren't tied to necessarily directly to other Star Wars properties. Like, yes, Andor is in Rogue One, but like we're not getting to that yet. Like, it's literally an untold story about a character from a prequel movie. It's like he has no idea. Like, there's no Luke Skywalker. He has no idea about any of that. So I think that's what a lot of Star Wars fans have been wanting is something like you said, unrelated, tethered to the Skywalker saga. Because and like it's like I agree. It's like let's move on. We've had 9 movies. Let's do something else.
Yeah. Let's do something different. And it's incredible, man. So yeah, if you haven't checked out Andor, it's on Disney Plus. Watch it. I think the second season starts filming really soon. So you know what? They might have already started. I think they said late this year. So hopefully they've already started anyways. I don't want to wait too long to get to that conclusion because real quick, let's talk about something that also came out this year, albeit pretty much like a week and a half ago, that you got to watch today. Avatar: The Way of Water.
Yeah.
Avatar, if you guys know Avatar, the movie came out over a decade ago. The original was absolutely incredible. Got big time box office. Visuals were fire. James Cameron did his thing, but then it was a thing where, like, even I was saying it, like, the movie came out so long ago. Do people even remember it? Yeah, they
remember.
They remember. And so, look, I saw the movie last week. It was dope. I thoroughly enjoyed it. VFX were fire. There was a couple things I was like, oh, what happened there? But I still think I thought it looked so good to me. I don't know how Here's the thing when it comes to Avatar. This is just my opinion. The first movie was successful because, number one, the visuals were like nothing you had ever seen before in your entire life. That is 100% true. Like, he took what he had done with other movies and what he had seen up until that point and took a step forward. I had never seen anything like it the first time I watched it. Story was all right, but we've seen that done before and other stuff. But I think the technology that went into it and the story was good enough that I was like, I enjoyed Avatar. Like, I've seen it several times since it first came out, since I first watched it. It's a good movie to me. I don't know if I'd put it on some type of pedestal or anything. I would say that he changed VFX for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like what he did with that. So this one came out. Obviously, they took more steps forward. The story evolves. I ended up, like you said, I like this one better than the first one. The VFX were dope. The only question I ask is, man, I don't know how you make it look better than this one. Yeah. For the next one. You know what I'm saying? The next one's supposed to come out in December of 2023. How? Like, that's the reason. The main reason the movies are successful is because the visuals are so dope. So, like, if you can't, And look, I'm sure there'll be something in the next movie that's going to be making me say, God damn it, why did I question that shit? But as for right now, I'm like, this movie looks so good.
Yeah.
How do you improve that for next time?
Because as far as the mocap stuff, it looked very fine tuned.
Yeah.
Like you know, I think we were talking before the show, like there were a few moments of like, I guess like the action scenes that kind of looked weird.
Mm-hmm.
But like as far as like, you know, profile shots or like close-ups or whatever, it looked pretty real. So it's like, it's like you're saying, like, how do you one up that? Because I did enjoy it more than I did the original. I was actually talking with my one of my friends when I saw it, and I was like, he was like, I had to remember what happened in the first one. I'm like, I haven't seen it since at least 2010. So it's just, you know, but I am glad I enjoyed this one. I went in with an open mind. I was like, even though I don't really care for the first one, I want to see what this is about. And it was, you know, it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was, man. And I think, and obviously there's a couple of tropes that were in there that I was like, oh man.
Oh really? Which ones?
Obviously the movie's been out. If you hadn't seen Avatar yet, we're going to talk just briefly spoilers, I guess. I know the one where the kid, damn it, what's his name? The kid,
Spider?
The human kid. Spider, yes. He let Quaritch live. I was like, what the fuck? Just to make sure he's there next time. That's what that was for, because I thought there was going to be more of a moment after he did that, but then he was like, nah, fuck you. I just let you live, so you're here for Avatar 3. Peace out. That's what I saw from that entire scene, because he tried to reach out to the kid. Kid was like, nah, fuck you. And he jumped back in the water and bounced. I was like, why'd you do that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I understand that yes, at some point in time, that's going to be the ultimate battle in this series. Jake Sully versus Quaritch. That's where it's coming down to, because that's where they started from. That's where it's going to end. And if it doesn't, that's where they can get us all. If either one of the main characters dies, the next one will go around, the next movie. And then you have because right now, that's what I see. What I just said. Jake, Colonel Quaritch, fighting it off to end the series, the last movie. But if they decide to go a different route, maybe take a character out in the next one, then you're like, oh, what are you guys gonna do? Holy shit, you just shook me. But with that being said, no, it was still good. And it's bro, some of those, there was a scene early in the movie where Spider jumps on top of one of the Na'vi kids. I was like, how did you do that?
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about? He jumps on top and he rolls off them and they're laughing and joking. I was like, wait. That shit, there's no flaws in that shot. Like, that shit looked incredible, man.
He was also something that like they showed him like when he was really young and he ran through the hallway or whatever. I was like, maybe I again, that's something that just completely left my memory from the first one. I had no idea who the hell that was.
No, I didn't either. No, he wasn't there. He wasn't there.
What does that mean?
He wasn't there in the first one.
Okay.
He wasn't. Yeah. So it was because they kind of tried to explain it that one of the people who stayed was pregnant when they shipped the humans off. Yeah. And so like that's why, because Quaritch had done them clap some cheeks up in there. And then left some, but no, it was good, man, and it's made $1 billion. I'm not surprised. It's gonna do that. That's what even more impressive is the first one. The way it made $1 billion was the first week that movie opened. It didn't reach expectations at all. I remember it when it came out. It was literally like it came out and it made like $27 million opening weekend, but then all of a sudden, the next week $1 billion. Like the first one made $1 billion in 2 weeks, and when I say an explosion happened, a literal explosion of fucking people just went and saw it. They were like, "Oh my god, this is incredible!" And then obviously once it made its way around the world, the global shit, it just killed it. you know, obviously was number one for like a long time. So no, the movie's good. The movie's good. Kudos, James Cameron, even though he's a fucking asshole. You did your thing. That's probably why he's a fucking asshole, because he's like, I know what I can do. I can drop Navi doo-doo and everybody will come watch it because I'm James Cameron. Fucking chill, James. But no,
I can drop an avatar.
And everybody will come watch it, and I'll be a billionaire once again.
Mm-hmm.
All right, relax. But it's still, yeah.
That's probably not far off. He probably is very, very confident, and you know, even more on the cocky side.
From what I've heard, like he's some of the people that work with. I mean, not the actors or any of that, but just the. I remember seeing the one thing where somebody was talking about he has his own office there in the studio, and somebody tried to say something to him about it. He was like, "Really? Get the fuck out of my office. I'm James Cameron, motherfucker." I don't give him that much props. I do. I will give him. I'll give him much respect on the movies he's made. That's incredible, man.
Mm-hmm.
I did enjoy it. That was dope. But yeah, man. Oh, also another thing. The shirt I'm wearing, Game of Thrones returned in 2022. Man, you know, we watched it. We talked about it at great length. House of the Dragon, which was like. It was a thing that were like, Game of Thrones is fire, right? It's the series that HBO put out in you know 8 seasons. It was absolutely incredible, much beloved, loved by us. That's still the greatest series I've ever seen of all time. Is great Game of Thrones, just because of the levels they took it to. And so like when this one was coming, we were excited about it. We were, you know, we saw who was playing who and the cast and things of that nature. I wasn't familiar with the story because I ain't read the book, so there you go. I know Meg, she got herself a nice fucking fire book.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's dope. I want that book, Meg. So you know,
send it over. Send it over to your boys.
Yeah. Matter of fact, go buy 2 more. Send one to Joey. Send one to so that means we'll all be on the same page.
Yeah, you know, literally.
No pun intended. But
yeah. Nice.
But yes, House of the Dragon, man. How did it hit you? It was such a good show, and you know, Patty Considine. Hey, man, shouts out. Piece of love to that cat, man.
He's good.
Yeah,
I think it hit me like, you know, it wasn't surprising, but it was just like I just didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
So I ended up loving it because I literally had no, you know, expectations, but also just because it was a great show, you know, well done. And like, it just had that, it was almost like no time had passed from like when Game of Thrones ended to when this started. Cause it's like, I'm back in it. It's got the same feel, you know, you got the Targaryens, like everything feels interwoven, I guess. So yeah, the performances were just fantastic. Everyone played their part really well. And yeah, but Patty is just as he was incredible.
He killed it. He killed it. He's everybody's favorite character from that show.
Yeah.
He is everybody's favorite character, and you know, obviously he won't be back for the what George said. 3 more seasons would make his shit complete, pretty much. If it was a 4
something like that, 3 or 4.
Yeah. So, that's why I said 3 more seasons. So,
I think it might be 4 more. I can't remember.
Oh, but, if it is, I'm there. You know, it's not a question.
Yeah.
You don't have to convince me to be there. I will definitely fucking be watching.
Yeah. Even if we're gonna be like in our, you know, 80s or whatever, just like
I'll be old still watching it.
Turn HBO Max on.
Yeah. God damn, you remember when Viserys was around? He wouldn't have allowed this shit. You know what I'm saying?
He stood for something. Put me back on my rocket ship.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Yeah, nah. So, yeah, House of the Dragon, obviously one of the highlights of this year. Another highlight, real quick, Stranger Things, man. Stranger Things brought that shit. Brought it, bro. Yeah. So season 4, obviously, I you know, we talked about it a lot. Stranger Things season 1, absolute classic. 2 and 3, just they were good for me, but they just didn't hit it. Stranger Things 4 brought it back to the origins of where this show actually fucking like really got me hooked. And man, there were so many things, and I always go back to the running up that hill scene. That shit's dope, man. It's dope. That's why I put it on the thumbnail. Like that's the most impactful thing I've ever seen out of Stranger Things, period, out of all the seasons.
Yeah.
But considering what they did with this one, man, I can't wait to see how they finish it off. And it was dope, man. It was dope. Probably, like you were saying earlier, probably won't get it for fucking 3 years. It'd be fucking 2025 before we're talking about it.
I just I remember, watching the first episode of the season, and like, again, it was something I didn't really know what to expect, but it gets to the end scene with Eddie and Chrissy, the cheerleader, where when Vecna,
first episode,
when Vecna just like demolishes it, it's just like it was literally a moment to where you're just like, oh, okay, the tides have turned.
Yes,
it was. I'm sure they're going to do a study, if they haven't already, on this show of like how shows can tie to like generations and like just groups of whatever age you are, because when that show started, it was like 2017, 2018, something like that. So now you look at like where we are, how much time has passed, it's like, those kids that you were trying to appeal to, and like you got a lot of adults watching it too, but those kids that you're trying to appeal to, they've grown up.
Yeah,
now they can get into a deeper, more psychological and maybe grittier horror element. And so like that's when you start like it gets a little gorier, a little more emotional. And I think this season specifically of Stranger Things really executed that well. And also like the fact that they split it up into 2 parts. Screw you guys. Like, don't ever make me wait that long for
just finish it. Just finish it.
Yeah.
Especially because they made a decision. I mean, don't make us wait. No, just the next season, the final season, unless it's gonna be like 8 episodes and then 8 episodes.
Yeah.
Just don't make us just put it all out there. Because it was what was it? 7 episoup, and then there were 2 almost 2-hour episodes to follow after the break. So they built up the what they were trying to accomplish with that. I think they got that accomplished, because the second half, when the second half of season 4 premiered, that shit broke records on Netflix and shit, which has only been broken by like Wednesday, which I haven't finished, which is why I'm not talking about Wednesday right now. Did you finish Wednesday?
I did.
You did? What'd you think about it, man? It's dope.
I really liked it. I've always liked the just the Addams Family world.
Yeah.
Like I even liked I didn't see the second one, but like I saw the animated one that came out a few years ago. I enjoyed that. Like it was kind of ridiculous and like very kid friendly. Yeah. But I don't know, something about that world has always just been so like intriguing and like weirdly comforting, because it's like everybody's kind of just like that entire family is accepting how weird they are.
Yeah. Exactly.
So like going into this world and like, it's directed by, Tim Burton and whatever. So obviously it's going to be very weird, but like it felt like the movies. It felt like the old movies or the old show or whatever. I really enjoyed it. It was a different take. And, like I think the first episode, it was like, oh yeah, this is just going to be like the Addams Family's gone though. Like they're, she's going to the prep school or whatever.
It's Wednesday's show now.
Yeah.
No, I watched the first few episodes. I haven't finished it yet. Like I said, I'm enjoying it so far though. And look, the original, the 2 movies that came out before were good. It was good, and I'll never forget how good Thing looked. In the movies, they did that shit so good. I was like, wait a minute. Is this the animatronic hand, or what the fuck are we doing? Like, that shit looked good back then, and so it looked good on this one. And the show's great. obviously, look, Christina Ricci's performance is Wednesday. Without her doing that in those movies, we probably don't get this series now because she killed it. And obviously, you know, Christina Ricci's a great actress, and she was in this series as well. So no, it was good, man. It was good. And so, like, once I get done, I'll be able to give like a better my thoughts on you know, what I think about it in total. Yeah, man. What you got else? You got anything else from this year that just fucking?
God of War Ragnarok.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I know that came out, you know, kind of the tail end of the year, but
that doesn't matter. It was still fire.
No, yeah, it was really good. I think that I'm trying to remember what other games came out this year. Like there was Lego Star Wars, like that the Skywalker.
Yeah, that shit was good. That shit was good.
But I'm talking about, like, you know, literally God of War was like the game of the year contender.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that it just like it fired on all cylinders for me. It was just incredible. I loved you know, I love that story. I love how they kind of phrasing. Oh, hello, Mom.
What's up, Amanda?
Hey, Mom, do you want to text me back at all?
Damn.
Ever?
You been texting her? She won't text you back? Damn, Amanda.
No, she was supposed to come. Her and the fam were supposed to come visit me, and then she's been radio silent.
Anyway, appreciate you stopping by, Amanda. Appreciate you stopping through.
Love you, Mom.
Oh, well, thank you so much for jumping in.
I'm gonna get a text in a second.
Yeah, you are. Like, you son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, no, God of War, like I said, I hadn't finished it. Dope, though. Everything about it is incredible. I have found zero flaws in that game going at thus far. And then other ones, yes, the Lego game was dope. I did love playing Star Wars moments from the movies. And Lego form is always, it's a little bit funner, but it was always cool because I could get on with my grandson, my son. We could just you could just play together, and it's just fun, and it's a good game, man. And the amount of detail that they like put into making sure certain things from the movies show through in the show. Love you too, man. Oh, it's mine.
Hey. I used to be able to make the Batman symbol. I can't do it. I'm not gonna try it.
Wait a minute. What else? What else this year, man? I mean, obviously, Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2 is dope. It's probably one of the better releases they've had in a few years. Vanguard was okay. Modern Warfare that came out, this one is pretty fucking good, and they continue every time it updates to put like fan favorite like maps into the multiplayer thing. Sure. And the last one they put was Shipment, which I don't know if you're familiar with it. It's just a very small yard with a bunch of big ass Connex containers, and it's incredible. It's incredible. It's one of the best maps I've ever had. They just recently re-released it, and it's good, man. I'm enjoying it a lot, and trying to think anything of games this year, man. Oh man, I mean, Madden disappointment that's normal, Madden. Yeah, I can't wait till 2K comes back out with theirs and gives Madden some competitions where they stop stopping.
Yeah.
If you didn't know, Madden has the exclusive rights to professional football like games, so they can be as lazy as they want, and that's the only game out there, so people are going to buy it. You son of a bitches. That's real talk.
Yeah,
hold on. I mean, Elvis Epstein and Tupac all come back. Epstein.
Anyways, yeah, no, I was trying to rack my brain earlier on like what other games came out. I think honestly, I was looking forward to.
Oh yeah, one of the games that won a lot of awards at the video. Stray is pretty dope, man.
Oh yeah, I still need to check that out.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking good. It's, you know, if you download it, it's not a big, it's not going to put a hit on your hard drive. It's the graphics are tight, the mannerisms, movements, and everything. You play as a cat. If you didn't know, you play as a street cat, and it's absolutely incredible. And some of the stuff you could add to yourself is dope too. So it's good, man. If you hadn't played Stray, man, as far as video game goes, man, it's pretty fucking good. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm trying to think, man. What else? The new Tiger game came out this year from 2K. I like it. It's pretty dope.
Oh yeah. Was that the return? Like, was that the first one they've made in a while?
Well, Tiger used to be on EA Sports. Now it's on
sure.
2K Sports.
Oh yeah,
but
yeah.
it's
Okay.
still, yeah. He still was on the cover. It's good, man. It's a good golf game.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty hard. So if you like playing golf games, it'll challenge you. But it's a good game, man. I feel like.
You know what game came out this year? A game that we were psyched about, and then they took away.
Gotham Knights.
Yo, that game could not like.
Yeah. Oh, you what? Yo.
Well, hey, if you guys come over, I'll play it. Or I'll bring it over. I'll bring it over to your house and.
But yeah, Gotham Knights. You know what? Miss us. You guys had this perfect thing where you guys had where like the PlayStation 5 isn't readily available for everybody. Like it's a hard system to get. I know it's become easier during this holiday season. I guess they pushed it up for Christmas. But they announced this game and we were all excited about playing it together. And then they canceled the PlayStation 4 version. Get the fuck out of here. I don't know why. And then you know what's the funniest part about that is when they finally put the game out only on next gen. It's trash. Like nobody likes it. I've heard nothing but complaints about it. So,
dude, and it's so funny because like I saw like TikToks on it and stuff, and like just people doing gameplays, and there's like, they had like those brute bosses. Like not everyone's just like a thug. They would have some like brute ones.
Yeah.
Dude, if you played as like Red Hood or something, you could just shoot him and then like scroll away and then shoot him again and then scroll away and then shoot him and it'd be done. That's how you win. I'm like, oh wow, very intricate gameplay there. Like, great job.
Not a battle at all. Then that's not a boss battle at all. That's just fucking That's it. Oh, I'm trying to think what else.
That was one of the video games I wanted to dump on while we were hyping up all the other ones.
Oh yeah. Let's real quick. One movie that I was excited about finally made its way this year. Black Adam, you know what I'm saying? The Rock, I'm a fan of The Rock. Finally put out Black Adam and stuff, and I enjoyed the movie. I still plan on purchasing it when it comes out in about 4 days. It comes out Tuesday on physical. I'm gonna get it.
You get the steelbook?
I don't know, man. The steel it doesn't have more stuff than like I looked at a couple different versions, but
sure.
Yeah, but it comes out Tuesday, so I'm no matter what version I get, I'm still purchasing it. I know a lot of people ain't fans of that or whatever. I don't care. I'm still gonna get it because I enjoyed the movie. And look, they gave us something and then they took it away. Black Adam came with the much talked about return of Henry Cavill as our Superman. A lot of people complained the music wasn't. Well, I wanted Hans Zimmer score. You didn't get that. We finally got Henry Cavill back, but you still got complaints. That's neither here nor there. But we finally got him back, and then just like a month later, they took him away. He's gone, and so now we just have to think about what could have been. I actually enjoyed the credit scene, even though it got leaked 1,000 fucking times before the movie came out. I think on purpose because they were trying to get people to go see it. I don't know what that strategy is because if I see something before I go see it, hide that as much as possible until the movie comes out and let people be surprised in the movie theater. It's that simple. So they didn't do that, but still Henry Cavill came back as Superman and
I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was pretty good. Yeah. I would be interested to see like how it would have been maybe 5 years ago or whatever in the midst of
that would have been nice, like in the midst of like everything that was there.
Here's something I thought of today. I'm sure a lot of people already have after the announcements that have been made in the last couple of weeks. So when I saw Avatar, the trailer for Shazam played, but they said that The Rock was not going to be part of the forthcoming chapter of DC. Are we ever going to get a Shazam versus Black Adam?
Probably not.
Because if The Rock's done, at least for now, then what has this been building towards?
Yeah. No, I feel you on that. I would agree 1,000%. Yeah, man, that's That's one of the low points of this year, probably for us fans, especially as Henry Cavill as Superman. Is just what went down this past like couple of months as far as this year goes. We're still not done. We got what was like a few hours, but yeah. So if you don't know, obviously I put also in the thumbnails. James Gunn and Safran are now in charge of DC Studios, which I've also put the new because that's what it is now. It's not just DC EU, it's DC Studios. And they're going to announce their slate. I don't know when, but they're supposed to announce it soon. And they got rid of a lot of the characters or a lot of the actors that we loved in certain roles. And so with that, we just have to wait and see, man. And that's one of the down points when it comes to the end of this year, because I think the Henry Cavill at the end of Black Adam had such there's a lot of potential there.
Yeah.
And we were excited about it. You know, we weren't one of those people. I know being you certainly weren't one of those people that were like, huh, I didn't hear Hans Zimmer's score when he showed up. No, we just like, he's there. Henry's back in the suit. He's looking good. He's shaved up. It looks great, man. So we were, and then, you know, obviously what happened after that is well documented as far as he won't be returning as Superman.
Yep.
And a lot of the other actors that we loved in certain roles won't be coming back as James Gunn and Safran put together their future for DC slate. So I don't know what that's going to lead to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. How do you drop the ball so many times and then still end up being like, you know, I guess not that one of the top franchises, but still like, it's just, letting so much get away from you.
Letting it,
like,
man.
I'm not saying like Black Adam was like $1 billion movie or anything, but it's like, what's the thought process? Is there one? Is there any logic going on in here? Like, I don't know. I could go for a while. I don't want to end on a bad note, but just it's the characters I love. Like, you know, it's
yes.
Like you look around my room, like there's so much nerdy shit. 90% of it is DC. So what's the disconnect? You know?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know what and it's ego, and I've said it before, and I've said it on 4 Nerds. It's just the ego that lives within those. I mean, especially when it comes to James Gunn, it's like these cats are not going to put stuff out there where they're not going to get the credit for it. And I think that's at the heart of it. So whatever, even if they restored the Snyderverse, and I've said it a bunch of times, if they restored the Snyderverse and the movies are successful, James Gunn doesn't get the credit for that. Nor does Safran. None of those. Everybody's going to be like, damn, Zach had a fucking good idea. Glad to finally see it. So did he recognize it? She says she asked Shep if he recognized. But what I'm saying is, like, the egos are too big. They just can't accept anything. They have to be the ones responsible for whatever. Yeah. And it's quite possible that they could be responsible for the failure of this stuff going forward. Who knows, though? Who knows? There's a lot of stuff out there. Real quick, I don't think I mentioned yet either that shouts out to the cast and crew, the brothers who directed it, and you know, obviously Brendan Fraser and other people involved. The Batgirl got canceled.
Oh yeah,
Batgirl. You know, we were excited for that movie too. Saw some good stuff from like set photos and things of that nature. Not really a big fan of the Michael Keaton involvement. We've been said that.
Yeah.
But the movie was supposed to come out. We were going to get Leslie Grace's Batgirl. We were going to be like, yo, this is something cool. And she had a nice, I thought the suit was okay. I thought the cowl was fire. The carbon fiber look, everything was good, man. And the picture I put of her on the thumbnail is where she's smiling because she was happy to be doing what she was doing. Alas, Zaslav comes in. Warner Brothers cancels the picture and uses some kind of tax write-off where the movie can't be used again. Cancel the movie to save money. Yet still, they're very willing to spend $14 million putting a 2-minute flash trailer in the Super Bowl. Tell me how. Explain how you guys are. We canceled Batgirl to save money. You guys are hemorrhaging money on everything. You're about to let one cat come in and totally reboot the DC universe. You got 4 movies coming this year. Like, I've said it before. I'm gonna go see all 4 movies. I'm fans of these characters. I also would like to see firsthand what you did with them, whether it be good or bad. I want to sit in theaters and watch it for myself. I don't want to hear it from nobody else. I want to experience it. It could be bad, could be good. Who knows?
Yep.
I will be seeing those movies, but you guys don't use the excuse we canceled Batgirl to save some money. Nah, bro, because you ain't saving it nowhere else. There's still just fucking, and that's the biggest thing for me is spending. It's over $7 million for 30 seconds of Super Bowl airtime. So if you put a 1-minute trailer on, that's fucking $14 million that you're just, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And look,
well, and it's desperate too, because like,
yeah,
I mean, look at, I guess the highest, not to bring everything back to Zack Snyder, but like the highest, earning movie, I guess, was before Aquaman, was BVS.
Yeah.
No Super Bowl ads. No,
nope.
They had a that was for Justice League that they did like some NFL spots, but like no Super Bowl ads for BVS. No, it was purely a marketing, like they marketed it on like late night and other stuff like that. But it was definitely a cheaper way to do it. And you made so much money, and now it's very obvious that it's a like I don't want to say that the Super Bowl is a desperate place to get attention, but like if you're DC and you have to do that, it kind of is.
Yeah, and also it's my main point with talking about the Super Bowl stuff was I don't know when it started 4 or 5 years ago. All of the Super Bowl ads come out a week before the Super Bowl. Like you've already, by the time the Super Bowl gets you, you've seen most of those ads online because the people who put the ads out there will put them online. So what's to make this any different? Now I'll say that the Doctor Strange Super Bowl spot from last year didn't break before the Super Bowl, but Warner Brothers has trouble keeping anything under wraps. So I think let me tell you, I'll just put it like this. If whatever they have planned for the Flash gets leaked even 3 hours before kickoff of the Super Bowl, you just wasted $14 million. Because the $14 million is so for a lot of people say, no, they spend that money to get it in front of a lot of eyes. But if it gets leaked beforehand, people aren't going to be, you know what I'm saying? Like the attention on that might not be as much as if that was like a fresh thing.
Yeah.
And
who even says if they get, they put the Super Bowl ad out there in front of all the eyes. Who says all the eyes are going to go see the movie?
Yeah.
Like, what, and then you think my biggest thing is still they're doing this and they're probably thinking like box office sensation Michael Keaton is going to draw every audience from every part of the country or every part of the world. Everybody's going to go see this because of Michael Keaton. I love Michael Keaton to death.
Yeah, I do too.
He is not he is not this draw that you think he is. No. I'm sorry.
No. And I mean, and look, some older cats who aren't privy to the information that we are going to see it and be like, oh shit, Michael Keaton's back. Oh, I need to see that. Still probably won't be here opening weekend. He said Joey's so cute when he's mad.
Stop embarrassing me, Mom.
What else? Oh, Black Panther Wakanda Forever came out this year. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Obviously, Chadwick Boseman passed away a couple years ago, and it was a thing to where how will they handle that? They handled it pretty respectfully. I think my tone has changed a little bit on as far as recasting T'Challa. I had some ideas of what I thought they should go, but they didn't. They went their own route. And obviously, if you've watched the movie and you've seen the credit scenes, you saw pretty much the future, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Of T'Challa and things like that. But the movie was good. CG was still some of the CG was still kind of wonky. The first one, CG is mad wonky. Still good movie. I still like the story of the first Black Panther, but a lot of the CG is wonky. In this one, there's still some wonky stuff, but I still like what they did. I thought Shuri killed it. I thought it was the visual effects, like the set pieces were good. Yeah. I can't remember the actor's name who played Namor, but he was absolutely incredible.
Oh yeah, he was good.
Scary, bro. Like I thought he was going to kill. Like whenever he came on screen and made threats, I took that shit personally. Like, oh man,
y'all. And it's crazy because he's almost the equivalent of, like he's Marvel's Aquaman. pretty much.
Yeah.
And like he could be this laughable character, but he's like when he's running around on air with those wings, like he's running, that scared the shit out of me. Like it's cool, but it's also just like, oh my god, like he's gonna do some damage. And like he did, like he was a pretty
a formidable foe, man.
A formidable foe, yeah.
Yeah. And I think he goes down, alongside Killmonger. The best villains that obviously Loki. The best villains that the Marvel Cinematic Universe has had for us. There's very few of them. There's been a lot of villains, but very few of them have been really dastardly, like, you know what I mean? Like really nasty, where you're just like, God damn, that's a good villain.
Yeah.
And even though I'm not a big fan of Ragnarok, I thought that Hela was good in that movie too. She was scary. She was she held her own as the villain. Obviously, third act, as with many of the Marvel movies, the third act kind of unfolds and comes unraveled. If ACS says they're scary, $10 for $10 for using dastardly. A. Appreciate it. So and look as we come kind of to the close, like I'm sure we missed some stuff. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff that happened this year, and it's kind of hard to pinpoint all of it. I will say that not a highlight by any means, but we lost our Batman this year, and we talked about him a few episodes ago. Yep. Kevin Conroy has been the voice of Batman, has been Batman for a lot of us for a long time. And this year he succumbed to cancer, and he's no longer with us. And look, I don't want to say more than what we said when we talked about it on the show a couple weeks, a month ago when it happened. Yeah. But shouts out to the family and friends. It's just, you hate to see that happen. But also he left, like, what he left was just love. You know what I'm saying? Just like a path of love. And yeah, man, we appreciate you, Kevin. Hope you're up there watching down and maybe enjoying what you see. I don't know.
I mean, just hopefully he knows, like, how, his legacy.
Indeed, Amanda, the voice is eternal. Yes, indeed.
Just how his legacy is just going to be, remembered and honored, and like it's going to live for generations, because, like Amanda just said, like his voice is always there. We have a ton of movies, video games, whatever to to enjoy, to pass on to our children or whatever, and it's just like it's crazy to think that he's gone. Like, it was just again, I don't remember if I knew that he had cancer, but it was just, it caught me.
I didn't know.
Caught me so by surprise, and just, But now, I mean, next year we're gonna get his, as far as I know, his final performance in the Suicide Squad game.
Yep.
They had a good little tribute to him at the Video Game Awards. So it'll be cool to see, even though it's like an evil Batman or like a brainwashed Batman. It'll still be cool to like get that one more go. And it's like I wish I had met the guy, but like I hope he knows, like, as I'm sure a lot of people feel this way, but he was a big part of my childhood. Like, he was always the biggest character that I thought of, and like when I'm reading comics, like I hear his voice, when I'm reading Batman, like that's who I hear. So it's just the legacy that he left behind is just so much bigger than, I'm sure he realized, but I hope now he sees that, how it's all playing out and everything. So yeah.
Shouts out to Kevin Conroy and the family. We appreciate, like I said before, we appreciate everything you did for us. And hopefully they're just looking down, chilling up there now, just looking down on us like, man, you know what I'm saying? Hope y'all get what y'all want. Also, but I would be remiss if I didn't mention Project Justice League, man. Finally came out on Christmas Day. A lot of people put a lot of time, work, effort into this thing, and it got so far just over $6,000 for AFSP, which is the most important part. Better than the visuals, better than the voice talent, better than everything that this thing was. is the fact that it's raised money for AFSP, and I hope it continues to do so. I think last time I checked, it had about 72,000 views, which is always good to see. But more important than that is the money that has been donated to AFSP on par with Project Justice League.
Yeah.
So shouts out to everybody involved. You guys know who you are. Put this thing out there, and people have been enjoying it for the most part. There's some haters out there, but fucking get the fuck out of here.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Project Justice League, check it out. It's probably a link down below this video in the description somewhere for that on the 4Nerds Network, and you can check that out at your leisure. It's free. You don't have to pay anything to watch it, man. Just enjoy it, and if you enjoy it enough, how about slide a few dollars towards AFSP, man? Help people who really need it at this time of year, because the holidays are tricky for a lot of people. So, yeah, man. Shit, I can't think of nothing else, man. I think I'm sure there's some shit we missed from this year.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's why, year in reviews are.
It is. We are.
That's why year in reviews are hard, because it's just so much shit that came out.
It's just so much to try to remember, and also like these shows we do, like, you know what I'm saying, we'll be on here for a couple hours. I can't remember every joke that was made or every moment from each show. I've thought about it before, trying to like put together like some clips from shows throughout the year, but man, it's like a daunting task, because there are so many moments throughout live streams that are funny or whatever, and it's kind of hard to remember them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. As far as and real quick, I don't want to before this, last, I do want to shout out to PJ and Jonathan, Sloan, and Ramsey and V, my other co-hosts for Instant Replay. Love you guys. Obviously, this season's still going on. I did want to shout them out because they're part of every year when it comes to football. I'm a big football fan, and I'm gonna talk about football. But yeah. So look, man. I hope you guys had fun this year. I hope you enjoyed the streams we put out for y'all, the content. I hope you enjoyed the movies. I hope you enjoyed everything that you've experienced this year, and I hope you have not enjoyed some of the stuff, because that. You know what I'm saying? That makes you look forward to different things next year. As far as we talked about what happened when it comes to Warner Brothers and stuff. We might not be happy with all of it, but you know what? We're looking forward to see what happens next, and we'll be here along for the ride. So,
and I just want to do
Hey! Man, we're about to wrap up, fool.
Yeah, man. It's a terrible timing.
Well, one last time before the end of the year, I felt I had to stop by and say what's up.
Oh, nice.
Heard you guys talking about Kevin Conroy. It's pretty depressing and sad. But yeah, I agree with Joey that it's pretty cool that we're going to be able to get that one last hurrah in the Suicide Squad game. That's pretty tight.
Hopefully they keep it on all platforms, so I'll play it instead of being some douchebags. So.
Nope. But I wanted to do a quick thing, just real quick. I just wanted to do a shout out to Anthony and of course our homegirl Meg. She's not here tonight, but I love you guys, and I'm very thankful to have you guys, and it's just been an interesting year, so I've been thankful to have you guys. And Amanda, if you're still watching, the Colberts, they've just been great friends. Andre, you are here right now.
Justice League, man. She said it was great.
Oh, thank you, Amanda. Thank you. I'm really happy that to hear that you enjoyed it and everybody else enjoyed it as well. We put a lot of time into that shit. It took for a long time, but yeah. What? Oh Jesus!
My God.
Wow.
Oh,
I mean, she's being upfront.
I'm sending Meg the screenshot.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
But Joe, I appreciate that, man. Hey, the feeling is mutual. You already know what it is, man. You already know what it is. But yeah, we were just coming on here talking about the shit from this year that is some things that made an impact, some things that pissed you off, some things that didn't.
Women support women. Right on.
You have anything that stood out really quick? Andre, you got anything that stood out this year? Just
this
besides
year?
part of Justice League.
Top Gun Maverick, dude.
Yeah.
Top Gun Maverick was when I went and saw that movie. At that point, I already knew it was going to be good because everyone's like, "Oh my god, it's fucking amazing!" Right? So I was like, "Oh, this is going to be good. It's awesome."
Yeah.
But when they first announced that they were making a Top Gun 2, I was like, "Oh, this is going to be a dumbass movie."
Yeah.
And it had the potential to be a really bad movie. But instead, it was a really, really good movie. It had a great script. It had great character development, great action. I mean, like, I would go as far as to say that it is a near flawless film. There's not many flaws in the film, unless you're talking about pure like aviation errors, like like the in the cockpit that wouldn't be like that, or that light shouldn't be on. That kind of crap is like, okay, well, I didn't know that,
Yeah.
But overall, though, I mean, that movie was absolutely phenomenal. It was like over the top.
No, it was.
I love that movie.
That's why we started off the show with Top Gun Maverick, because it's fucking.
I mean, like, I like Dune. Like, Dune was fucking amazing, but
Dune came out last year though.
Oh, it did, huh? That was the end of last year.
That's why.
Fake fan.
Fake fan. But there really wasn't like that movie that, like, to me, like Top Gun Maverick was that movie that came out of nowhere, and that was just like badass. You're just like, wow, this is fucking good. Like, they knew exactly what they wanted that movie to be from its inception. Like, you didn't get the vibes that like, halfway through they were like, hey, you know what, maybe let's go in this direction instead. No, they knew exactly what they wanted to do, and they stayed the course, and it was great. I loved it. That was probably the movie of the year for me. I mean,
and this scene in particular, as soon as he pulls up in front of the house, I was done. I was like, God damn, dude, I already know it's gonna be bad. His wife opened the door, and it was just like the somber, talking about the somber mood. Before he even goes in there to talk to Iceman, I was like, God damn, dude. Like, I already knew it was gonna be heavy, but man, it was pretty heavy. But
I mean,
I'm glad they put that in there. I'm glad they were able to.
Oh yeah.
I'm glad they were able to. I'm glad Val was able to get in there and do that, because, well, first of all, it didn't seem forced. That's the main thing. It didn't seem like they forced. It seemed like they might have reached out to him. He said, "Yeah, I'll do that. And they were like, "Cool, man, cool." Instead of like, we gotta have Val Kilmer in here. If not, it's not gonna work.
Put me in the cockpit. You know what I mean? Like, no, they did it respectfully, and not only that though, but the entire cast of that movie was awesome. From the Top Gun pilots to the to having the cameo of Ed Harris in the beginning, to John Hamm. Harris, right. You know what I mean? It was just like it was just done so well. I was like, wow, this is really, really, really good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I enjoyed it.
And then, dude, at the end, when he's like, "What are we doing?" and they're gonna go steal an F-14, I was like, no fucking way.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go. You know what I mean? Like, yes, let's do this.
With that one, it was dope because, again, that didn't feel forced at all. It just happened. And it was just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the F-14, that can easily have been shoot in.
Yeah.
And it was shoot in there, but like,
well, to me, it didn't feel forced.
Yeah.
But they mentioned it to the point where it was like, you didn't think they were gonna fucking steal one later, you know what I mean? It was just like, I thought they mentioned it just to make reference to him being old. I was like, okay, I get it. And then when they actually fly in one, and he's taking on two jets, that was just badass. I was like, wow, this is cool, dude.
Yeah,
he's like the Superman of fighter pilots in movies. You know what I mean? It's like, there's no way you're gonna beat this guy. He's an old ass jet. He still beat two of these guys. It's just incredible, absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Avatar yet.
Dope.
You think that's the movie of the year?
No, I think no. I'm still on Top Gun as far as probably my favorite, but I wasn't out here trying to make favorites this year because it's such a hard thing to do, to put together a list of your favorite movies from any year, because
I'm all Dune.
even though sometimes you'll forget one or two, and that doesn't mean the movie wasn't good because you forget it. It's just from January 1st to December 31st, there's a lot of shit that comes out. Yeah. Where you talk about movies, TV shows, video games, all the stuff that I like to watch and I like to play and I pay attention to. I'll forget a couple things, man. And it doesn't
Dude,
mean
I
that it
forgot
wasn't
Scream
good.
5 came out in January.
Oh, you remember that? I didn't even see that shit. I'm not really into horror movies.
It nice.
Nice.
I don't know. When it comes to horror, that's like, I don't know. It's like cheesy horror. Like it's not really that scary, I guess.
Mhm.
Like, but I get what you're saying. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
It also just was not a great movie.
I didn't see it, so
It was yeah.
What else was there this year that that really stood out? I mean, I thought House of Gucci was good. I thought
was that last year?
I thought it was this year.
I can't remember. See, that's what I'm saying.
Jared Leto did a really good job in House of Gucci.
Everybody in House of Gucci.
To
me, everybody killed it in House of Gucci. That's the same thing when it comes to like Spider-Man No Way Home. That came out in December of last year, but
did it really?
Yeah, but it was so close to the end of last year that it made most of its box office money this year.
Well, Doctor Strange came out this year, didn't it?
Yeah, it came out.
That was a cool movie. I like that one. The Batman was that this year or was that last year?
Yeah, the Batman was this year. The Batman.
God, it was this year. God, it felt like it was last year.
March,
it's so
man.
Crazy.
Yeah, dude. The year is long, and a lot of shit has happened. A lot of shit is taking place. It's just
especially now that we're getting, I mean, we're still in COVID technically, but like now that theaters are like more movies are coming out. Like it's going to feel more jam-packed because there's more content coming out. So we are definitely going to forget some stuff. But
and there's a lot of, I mean, look, we didn't even really talk. Some of the series on Disney Plus, I watched them. Some of them weren't good. Some of them I did enjoy. Some of them I just don't feel like talking about, man. It's just, you know what I'm saying? It's just a lot of stuff. But I did say Andor was still at the top of all this. Probably the series I watched this year, Andor was pretty far up there.
Andor was very, very good. Out of all the series that I watched, fucking House of the Dragon was absolute top notch. That was up here because that was like every Sunday I was fucking hyped to watch that shit. And I hadn't been that way in a while. Like Andor, like I'd miss a few weeks and be like, oh shit, I gotta catch up. Still fire show. Love it. But House of the Dragon was one I was like, I have to watch it on Sundays when the shit comes out. Over here, it comes out earlier too, because on the East Coast it's 9 o'clock. Here it's 6 o'clock. So it was like, oh yeah, I gotta watch this.
Yeah. Now, and when it comes to House of the Dragon, also broke like viewership records that Game of Thrones had set when it came out the first time, and it was getting broken by their. It's House of the Dragon was dope. It was dope. They did it perfectly. It was the perfect next installment in the Game of Thrones type of thing that they got going on HBO. So that was dope, man. But we finna bounce, man.
All right,
y'all have anything else from this year that you can think of that
should love and thunder be forgot?
Oh
yes,
never brought to mind.
I went and saw that with my 13-year-old nephew. And we got out of that.
And you said, I'm leaving. You watch the rest of this. I'm out of
here. When it was over, he was like, that was stupid. I was like, yep, pretty much, dude. Pretty much.
And that's the crowd. That's the crowd like they were trying to appeal to. Was like,
that's their target market. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And even then he was like, it sucks.
Yeah.
Sucks.
When it comes to that one, I know people who enjoyed it or whatever. That's cool, man. But I just always go back to them goats, bro. Unnecessary, very unnecessary, I have no idea why the goats were there, but that sums that movie up. The fact that you had screaming goats for the last half of the movie.
There was a lot of shit that was just kind of like, what are we doing here?
Yeah,
I mean, but even at the end when he's like, when Thor's like, I will bestow my power upon you. I was kind of like, that would have been helpful in Endgame if you could have done that, or even in Infinity War. Everyone would have been whooping some ass. But you're gonna do it with the kids. I get it. But where was this at in those movies? Like, what the fuck?
For real.
And then none of them died. I mean, like I loved hearing Guns N' Roses, but it was kind of like when the kids are jumping around fighting. I was just kind of like, oh, what are we doing? like why couldn't it just be Thor doing it by himself? Just wrecking dudes, it was just like, all right, whatever.
All right, y'all. Hey, Andre, I appreciate you jumping through. Joey, as always, appreciate you coming on. Y'all enjoy your New Year's. Y'all have a happy New Year. I'll be watching, hopefully happy tomorrow night. I'll be
safe. Be safe.
I'm going to the Georgia Ohio State game tomorrow. So
is that the playoff game?
Yeah.
Where's it going to be at?
It's in Atlanta. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, dude. It's in Atlanta, so I'll be there tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll leave happy.
I don't see any way that fucking Ohio State's going to win that game. They weren't even supposed to be in the fucking playoffs. You know what I mean? They got in because USC lost. It was like, oh, you idiots. And then once that happened, I was like, no way.
Anyways, that's our show.
Appreciate you in the chat, Amanda.
We love you, man.
You've been great tonight. Yes, sir. Yes. Hey, everybody else, peace out. Have a great New Year's. Be safe. You know what I'm saying? Get yourself some DDs. Make sure you ain't out there drinking and driving, all of that shit.
Use protection.
Yes.
Maybe firearms or, what have you.
Just be safe.
Be safe.
New Year's is I hope Megan's getting that.
He's getting a good day.
Be safe.
Yo, see y'all guys next year. Hey, dude, this is a real. See y'all next year. Peace out.